Hello, everybody. I recently had a family member actually have weight loss surgery, so I wanted to actually create this list for her so that way she stays motivated and she stays more on top of it instead of actually succumbing to any depression or anything like that. Because a lot of us, when we go through anything big like that, like a surgery, we definitely can go through side effects or anything like that, and therefore we feel worse to you and actually help out anybody who definitely wants to stay on track of weight loss, or if you went through any surgery, any medications or anything like that that she needs to take care of. I want her to be organized with that. So if you have any questions about it, please leave me a comment and let me show you my list. Thank you for being here. I appreciate you guys being here.
And here is my list. So I wanted to go over all of them because there is a reason for everything that is here. And I do suggest, I want to start out by suggesting first, I would prefer if there were two notebooks, just for the reason that one of them can be a freestyle writing notebook. And this is the type of notebook I mean. So this is my current one that I'm working on. And it has just lines. So it's just a regular notebook. I use it for anything and everything. So basically, anytime I need to vent, anytime I need to just write anything I want, I do in this one. So back to the list. The reason for that too is so that we can do gratitude as well as affirmations. And I'm going to explain why. And I do also suggest that it is done in the morning and in the evening time. So, right, like as you wake up, in the night before you go to bed, or before you go to sleep. Also, I do suggest AM pages. This is only in the morning time, but basically, I will actually go over what I mean with that. So first, let me show you gratitude. Let me show you a simple gratitude example that I do. And on here, I have basically people or things or anything that I'm grateful for. I just write it. As you can see, sometimes I do just one pen and I write a couple of things. Then I go with another, I come back another time and I do another phrase or sentence, or I do a few or several, depending on how I feel that day. So there's no format. It's just basically just writing, and you're just writing the whole entire page. As you can see, again, I do my format of previous page, current page, and next page. So that is usually what I do on every page, and I wanted to note that again in case somebody wants to use that in their books, which they can do. So, and like I have mentioned before, anything you see on my channel, you are more than welcome to use for whatever you feel is the right way for you. I do not want to say that I am saying this is the only way to use them. You can use your journal as you please and also have your own ideas. The more you try something, actually, the more you try something, the more you can change it. You could take it a different path if you like. You can make it your own, basically. So everything that I do in my notebooks too, basically anything I write is more my own. It's my idea with other ideas that I have come across or taken, or even it just come up with. Uh, Either one. Like I mentioned, you are more than welcome to do anything as you please with any of these templates. And I'm going to continue with the affirmations part. So another thing, actually, I wanted to go back to gratefulness. Being grateful every day, and actually noting being grateful every day, being aware of it, basically, is what I mean. Doing, and not just mindlessly like, oh, yes, I am thankful that I have a bed. I am thankful that I, just certain ones that are, of course, a given. You like those things. But I mean, like, one phrase I can say, like, I am truly grateful for the people around me. You say that with intention and truly feel it. And that is what will make the changes that may come, and the good feelings from it, and the I want to say there's plenty of studies actually in science that they have done regarding being grateful. And being grateful does do a lot of good for our hearts, our soul. And it's kind of like, to me, it's kind of like a remedy for things that we have come across in our lives, and that have left a scar, that have left us a little bit, you could say, not damaged, because in reality you're a whole person. But what I mean is, like, they may have left a mark. Better for our bodies, our heart, our sense of well-being to be grateful and see those blessings that we do have. So I'm going to continue to affirmations. And basically, these are ones that I found in a book. So not those, but basically, you are just doing the same thing. You're writing one thing over and over and over and over again. And this helps so that your mind is, once you're repeating a certain phrase, especially if you are repeating it while you are about to go to sleep, or you're just waking up, those affirmations, they go straight to the subconscious mind, and they help you because they make that as truth. You basically, your mind will take that as truth and then run with it. Go with the idea, change your perception, your thoughts in terms of things that may come in the future. Whether good or bad, we believe something in our lives. And this is what that's why we need to change some of those beliefs that we have, because those can be limiting. Basically, you may be believing something that is not doing any good for you. It may be something that makes you sabotage your own relationships, because you may feel like something doesn't feel right inside. But affirmations will help you change that mindset and those thoughts into better thoughts. You just have to be positive. And actually, if you use the ones that say I am a lot, that is actually more powerful, because that makes it, you're saying the affirmation in the present. Do not say any or try not to say anything that is in the past. Basically, you're going, because you're doing it as the present, and it is becoming true in your mind at that moment. I hope that makes sense of what I'm trying to really say. But these affirmations will help you overcome limiting beliefs and also they will help you feel just more safe inside, and also help you just smile internally again, like when you were a kid at times. We can find that joy within us again, so that we used to feel, especially when we were kids. You have that joy, that just kid joy that comes with it, or when you play or whatever the case, you can just make that again and make yourself feel that again with these type of affirmations, as long as they're positive and you are trying to change something that is negative. Okay, so that's a suggestion, of course. And the next thing that I wanted to go through is the AM pages. The AM pages are actually just, you could do a freestyle notebook, and as you wake up, you just start writing. You can write for 20 minutes, 30 minutes, however long you feel it needs to be, but you are basically writing every thought that comes through your mind. You are not filtering anything. And the reason for this is because also ideas come out, or even solutions to some of your problems may come out. And as sometimes we have, let's say we had a great dream and it helped us learn something about ourselves, or realize something within us, or realize something about somebody else, or whatever the case. But this will help you remember those things. This will help you just also keep your mind more free. I want to say, because I tried it for, I want to say, a few weeks. And I actually do miss it still. And I want to go back to doing that, because I would feel just thinking more clearly and just ready for the day. So it makes you just like get everything out. You're not wasting your time on mindless thoughts, basically, is what I'm saying. Everything else is just more clear, more spacious in your mind. So I really do suggest doing that as well. Okay, continuing, we're going to go to notebook 2. And notebook 2. And here we're going to go to the calendar. She can do any calendar she wants. I'm not going to show a template of the calendar because it can be as you prefer. I have shown a calendar before in my current notebook that I have. So if you do want to look at a calendar, you are things that you can do with a calendar. Or even templates. You can look them up on Pinterest as well, but it's just a regular calendar. I just put it into the list because that can be something she can add or keep out. Either way, her decision, right? And then from there, I want to go to a mood tracker. Mood tracker. So basically the month, you just do colors for any of these words. And I want to mention, I wanted to put better words. So like when she can feel blessed, when she can feel gorgeous, peaceful, limitless. How many times do we actually use these words to describe the feelings we can feel? I want her to kind of keep these in mind more, and from there have that type of mentality, or have a better, more positive thought about herself, in a more positive way of keeping track of your feelings. So continuing to my list. From there, we're doing a feelings tracker and discomforts tracker. I want to show, it's kind of like the same thing. I didn't put it both, or distinguish both on the same page, but This is kind of like the template that I'm thinking of. Just noticing something like the date and how she feels. Can be medical, whether she's feeling something physical or she's feeling something, just emotions. And she can try to describe why she may feel this way. Most of the time, you can find a reason, but if you don't, it's worth looking into and trying to figure out what is wrong, so that way you get to the root cause of the problem. But basically, the main points that I want her to focus on in the end are, what can she learn from this? Can anything positive come from this? Or can I change my perception to view the positive? Or just at the end, just go straight to find the positive or the lesson. So there can be lessons in everything. This is more like just feelings, discomforts, anything that she feels that she needs to look into and kind of like release, I want to say, because these feelings, once we let them go, feelings always serve a purpose. They help you remember something. They help you also warn you, I guess, in terms of like when something is getting too close to your limits or your barriers. But feelings can also direct us to what is really, truly the actual hurt behind everything, the hurt that you need to heal. And noticing where those feelings are, or what they are, helps to notice also a solution, or at least something to appease it or to make it better. But you learn as you go, as you're finding these feelings or these as they're happening, basically. So this is just a way for her to note that. And I thought it was a very very good idea, because it is important also to overcome some of those feelings, right? So that is group with that. I want to go next to the improvements, goals, or she wants to log the goal against a improvements log or anything like that. So if she wants to keep track of the size or her weight and the size of her arms or legs, or her waist, whatever she wants to put on here, it's not necessarily just to have what I have, but the main point from this is to note the next improvement. I want her to stay motivated by looking forward, not looking back, not at what made the problem or what made her stumble or whatever the case. No, we're keeping an eye on the improvements for her to just keep her vision forward, like how the horses have those things on their eyes to prevent them from looking in their peripheral vision, or to look another on the side of their heads. They just look forward, basically. Another example, I did the same thing. Let's say it's weight. She wants to keep track of her weight. And also on here, just how can I improve? So just a phrase, and I called it progressing to the boss levels smoothly. And the reason I say smoothly is because by her focusing on only what's ahead of her, she makes it smoother, so where she's not keeping track of anything else but her progress, her moving forward. So, like, again, just a note, noting to move forward instead of backward, and not looking at anything negative, but just to, or you can look at it at things that went wrong, but also look at them objectively. So not trying not to have a feeling with it, or trying to just look at it for the purpose of getting information out of it instead of having connecting a feeling to it and keeping it there. So improvements, again, looking forward is what will help instead of looking at the problem, because once you look at the problem, you start to make our minds can make the problem bigger. So from there, I wanted to mention another one, the challenges. So challenges are kind of like the same thing as noting the feelings tracker, but I called it conquering boss levels, because boss levels can be your challenge. As you see in Mario, he is fighting, and the boss, of course, Bowser, at the end, right, of that level. So he is going through a challenge, right? And we all go through challenges. This is just, it can be minor, it can be a big challenge, but the point is, how can I move through this? How can she keep an eye only on going forward or her next step? That is the main point. Looking forward, or your next step. And then from there, anytime she wants to do an evening part of these, which I do suggest to do in the evening. So towards the end of the day, because there you're just logging what happened through the day. So I wanted to show, I do brain dumps, or actually I call them word dumps, because of course I'm just writing words, but I'm making it work, right? But brain dump, yes, it's the same concept. You're just writing everything and then noting to what you're going to use it, what you need it for. Here's another example. And this is one that I'm working on right now. So I haven't continued on since the 18th, actually. That was the other day that I was writing. And again, you're just writing a thought or a phrase or whatever comes to mind, a topic. There we go. A subject or topic. And you just put another line once you're done, and you're cutting it, well, basically separating by topics. And you're writing on here what you're going to use that for. Or if you're not, you can leave it blank. But if it's something worth noting, or doing a journal entry on, or doing some action, or putting it in your calendar to do something with it. So again, this is just my word dump, or my the brain dump, however it's called. It's good to actually clear your head a lot of things, because a lot happens through the day. I don't know if how everybody keeps up, to be honest. I sometimes have trouble myself keeping up with everything that comes from the kids and their school, everything that happens at work, that you got to remember the next day, because you are continuing on with other things, or you need to keep track of what happened, or things like that. And also relationships, whether it's family, or your spouse, or distant family, or whatever the case. Anybody that you have a relationship with is basically taking room in your head. It's kind of, it's a lot, right? We all have lots of relationships. I don't mean just romantic relationships. I mean all kinds of relationships, whether our families or even our pets. The type of relationships that we have with our pets can also be one. So there's so much that is going on in our lives, and knowing when to take that out of your head, which is a good habit to have, will help you just be more clear, and also just not have to remember everything, because we can't remember everything. Just having it written down helps a lot more. So I want to show actually with the water tracker, basically a food log, which is tied to that. You can use that there. But first, since I put exercise tracker above food log, I want to go through the exercise log. And this also can be separate if she prefers. I have my own fitness log, which my husband actually got me a while ago. But this is where I put my weights. When I go to the gym, I write down what I worked on, the abdominals, the leg press, you know, things like that. And then I write the number of the machine, because I'm taking pictures actually. So I take a picture of that one set and how many pounds I was able to lift or push or do in that machine. So I keep track of that. I have plenty of pages. But that is something that she can have in one of her notebooks. And it doesn't have to be in either of those two. She can also put it in a separate notebook if she likes. That is, of course, her choice. And I want to note one that is the remember pages. So this one, I have shown it before, and I think it's something that is a beautiful thing to do, because this helps me when I'm feeling down. Sometimes I read these and I have to remember the most important opinion I need to value is my own. So I need to be more accepting, I guess, of my own self first. And this comes before I can also keep others' opinions important. Because once I value my own, I will value other people's opinions. But it has to start with me. And I like this one too. I am a Mog. I am my own best friend. I love that from that movie. Spaceballs. But either way, this is just an example. I have a finished one. Okay. And I have shown this one previously, as you can see, in another video. But I have written just like little notes. I am doing the best I can every moment I can. Be compassionate with myself first. I must love me first. So it's kind of like things to remember that will help me, especially if I'm feeling down or anything like that. This really does make me feel better. It's something to remember, so, and keep in mind. I do that. I have done that in a few books already. But that is a good thing to practice, in my opinion. And then we go to the food log. So the food log, I wanted to note, because this was an idea that I had, to note my meals. So sometimes we can have a morning drink, and then we can have breakfast, snack, lunch, snack, dinner, and also a evening drink. So like tea or anything like that. This can be like warm water with lemon, and then just also note your breakfast and your snacks, but also have them in like sticky notes. I don't have any, I couldn't find my sticky notes that were this shape, but you can have them in there, and you don't have to have multiple pages of the same template. You can just have one and just write everything on here. Just keep the notes on here. And those you can keep in another spot, or in a pocket that you can add to your notebook, or a envelope that you can just glue onto the back of the page or the book. So you can do that on here and just keep all those. So that was a great idea. I thought as well would be very helpful if she wants to keep track of her food, of what types of foods she will be consuming. because everything will also depend on her keeping a good discipline of her food log, of her food intake, because that will either help her or not help her. So it just depends on how responsible she's being. And I know her. She is a very responsible person, very disciplined. I really, truly admire that in her. And I know she will keep a good way, or she will keep track of all this stuff. She will do it because she knows that this is something that will help her in the long run and be a better version of herself, basically. The last two are suggestions I wanted to make. Reviewing these lists doesn't have to be a normal thing, like a every night thing or everyday thing, but it can be a once in a while. If the person wants to just kind of look at things that make them happy. And the priorities. Sometimes these can intertwine together, but keeping these and also modifying them as you go will help you just keep track of the the better things in life. What is more important to you? Your health, your family. So keeping that in mind and making decisions and just everything about you that you do for you or the people around you, is to keep that in mind, to definitely keep you motivated into making life, I guess, work better for yourself and for the people around you. So again, this is just to help out. I believe this format is a great idea for anybody who has had surgery or who is just trying to become a better version of themselves or just improve overall. It doesn't have to be all of these at once. You can improve just one. You could do just one and keep track of that the most, and then you can add another one and another one. So just progress slowly. It doesn't have to be all at once. But this, I wanted to help people. And if you have any questions or comments, please leave them and I will get back to you as soon as I can. I will be checking those. But basically, like I said, is to help anybody out. And especially my friend, which I wish her the best. She is definitely one of the people I admire, and I know she will do great. Just like the people out there that I hope this will help, and you guys will do great. So good luck with everything. Thank you so much for watching. I appreciate everybody being here, and I wish you guys the best. Thank you so much.